Today, we will look at the Trojan War and the archaeology that has been undertaken at the city of Troy. The story of the Trojan War comes to us primarily via the Greek poet Homer. Homer was a Greek poet who was born around the 8th and 9th centuries BCE. Some classical records note that he was blind and recited all of his poetry out loud rather than writing it down. He wrote the Iliad, which is a story set during the Trojan War, and the Odyssey, a story that focuses on the journey home of the famous King Odysseus from the Trojan War. Both of these works have been highly influential. Pause this video to note down some of the phrases that we still use today. Until about 100 years ago, we were quite sure that the Trojan War was purely legend. Today, most historians believe that Homer's tale is based on a kernel of truth that has been spun into an epic story. It is said that the Trojan War began after the abduction of Queen Helen of Sparta by the Trojan prince Paris. Helen's husband Menelaus was obviously angry and sought to reclaim his wife. He convinced his brother Agamemnon, king of Mycenae, to lead an expedition to retrieve her. Agamemnon was joined by the Greek heroes Achilles, Odysseus, Nestor, and Ajax, and accompanied by a fleet of more than 1,000 ships from throughout the Hellenic world. They crossed the Aegean Sea to Asia Minor to lay siege to Troy and demand Helen's return by Priam, the Trojan king. The siege included many battles and skirmishes, during which the Trojan prince Hector and the nearly invincible Greek Achilles both die. The siege lasted more than 10 years, until the morning the Greek armies retreated from their camp, leaving a large wooden horse outside the gates of Troy. After much debate, the Trojans pulled the mysterious gift into the city. When night fell, the horse opened up and a group of Greek warriors led by Odysseus climbed out and sacked the city of Troy from within. Let's have a look at a reenactment of the Trojan horse.
An offering to Poseidon. The Greeks are praying for a safe return home. This is a gift. We should take it to the temple of Poseidon.
I think we should burn it.
Burn it, my prince. It's a gift to the gods.
Father, burn it.
There are some questions for the historian. Was the story true? Did Troy even exist at all? And where was Troy located? Uncovering the evidence for the war and the city of Troy began in the late 19th century. A team of archaeologists was led by Heinrich Schliemann. Pause the video now to write down some facts about Schliemann. They found the remains of a great citadel that existed on the western shore of Asia Minor, the traditional location of Troy. These remains showed evidence of a great conflict having occurred there around the year 1250 BCE, a time that is compatible with the traditional story of the Trojan War. The site has been occupied for thousands of years, which makes it complicated for archaeologists to figure out what happened and when. Pause the video now to take notes about the layer of Troy that is most likely the city described in Homer's Iliad. Here you can see some images of the layers of Troy and how it developed over time. Where the city was in relation to the sea, the heavily fortified, meaning very strong and large walls of Troy, some of the finds from the excavation of Troy, and finally Schliemann's wife wearing some of the beautiful golden jewellery found at the site. Now you should complete the timeline activity at Troy to learn more about the history of the city, and then complete the activity worksheet to learn more about the archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann and the other myths and legends associated with Troy.